Alright, let's see how this tactic is doing. Hello, Daljit. I'm behind you. Huh? Yes, I know your 4-2-3-1 tactic is looks like he's your best ever. I'm like the tactic because he scores goals from behind deep, yeah? Huh? Yeah, I like that kind of goal. Hey, anyway, you can share that tactic today. Hey, I want to see your 4-2-3-1 tactic, please. Well, I guess, yes, the 4-2-3-1. I do like the tactic for Football Manager 21. I love the system. So many ways to play the system. And I think I probably have created one of the more interesting configurations for this season. My name is Daljit. Welcome to the show. I stream 3 times a week on YouTube. And if you've been following the streams lately, you would have noticed a certain Lyle Taylor scoring hat-tricks for Nottingham Forest. Yes, we've had goals coming from him. He leads the Premiership right now with most goals. And in terms of assists, they seem to be coming from everywhere. They come from our AMC, they come from our fullbacks, they come from our playmakers. Lyle Taylor is just lapping them up. And the best thing about it is the way we've set it up. We've set it up with a Targetman, we've set it up with overloads, and on today's show, that's what I'm going to be talking about. Of course, you can follow me for the YouTube streams. If you want to ask me any questions, I'm more than happy to answer those questions. In fact, we are going to be doing a series of shows very soon, which will involve your participation. So please let me know what team you want me to focus on next. Yes, that is very important for the next formation that will cover on the show. Not telling you the formation just yet, you just pick the team. That's the important thing. And I want to thank everybody for their participation on today's show. Of course, we're going to be taking a look at Manchester United. Yes, the 4-2-3-1 with Manchester United. I truly believe that the tactical creation process is fundamentally quite easy. I've been playing the game the same way for the last couple of years. And it's no rocket science. I mean, every single edition of Football Manager, I treat it the same way. There's no I've got to relearn the match engine nonsense. I don't believe in that, because if you can take commonsensical footballing principles and apply them to the game, that's it. It's all done and dusted. So that has been the goal of this series of videos that I've created called Creating Tactics. All really short videos where I try to introduce you to concepts that are very basic, like things like controlling space, identifying the right kind of players with footballing intelligence, so that the whole system becomes so easy. At the end of the day, if you can find the right kind of players for your team, that's it. 80% of the job is done, because that is the easiest part to get right in the game. You get that right, the tactics creation process is so easy. Let's assume you don't really care, right? You would just want to play with 4-2-3-1. Where's the important areas of the pitch that you need to control? That's the first thing you want to ask yourself. Of course, it's obvious. It's a top-heavy system. You're looking at the center. You're looking at the midfield. They've only got 2 players in midfield that are going to try and shuttle the ball from defense to attack, and also, they'll have to transition back and try and help the team when they lose the ball. But here, if you look at the flanks as well, that's a very dangerous place to lose the ball. So with a 4-2-3-1, while it's top heavy, you can apply pressure in the opponent's third. You always want to pay attention to the flanks, because if you have players that don't track back and help you defend, then generally what will happen is you have to be very careful about transitions. You can't afford to lose the ball if your wingers have possession, because the moment they lose the ball, you are actually opening yourself up to a relatively easy counter, which will demand tremendous intelligence, anticipation and concentration on the wing backs. They have to be able to read the ball, intercept the play. The 4-2-3-1 lends itself to be a naturally attacking system. In fact, more often than not, in a lot of the combinations for 4-2-3-1, if I wanted to play safe, I probably wouldn't use wing backs, I'd probably use fullbacks. And that's how I would treat the system. So there are many combinations available with the 4-2-3-1. So let's take a look at Manchester United. Footballing intelligence, it's a no-brainer. The only thing that I'll be concerned about is acceleration, which means that I'll have to be very careful about playing a super high press, right? Because the back line may not get back in time. There's question marks about Harry Maguire, who's really good at reading the game, but his acceleration leaves a lot to be desired. So this is something that we want to be very careful of. Playing with a middle block with this team would actually be a good thing. Plenty of ways to create 4-2-3-1 systems. On the show, you will also find out what my best 4-2-3-1 system for FM21 is. Whichever way you want to play them, any good tactic will always incorporate transitional attacking patterns, and I will be using focus play to get this done with this before I reveal my favorite 4-2-3-1. There are going to be a lot of roles in the system that are going to create good goal scoring chances, and this is the reason why the combination has been set up like this. We got inverted wingback, DLP, and white targetman. This is one overload section, right? So we got an overlap on the left, we got a focus play down the left, which allows us to build an overload here. When the overload occurs, we've got a DLP or a white targetman that might look for the inside forward on the right flank, or even the DLF on attack. That's one configuration, one combination. Another combination, a very simple one, is up top. DLF and Shadow Striker. This guy holds up the ball, Shadow Striker comes in and, they swap positions. This guy might end up in this position and they will work together to create goal scoring chances. I've done it with a few teams already. This combination can generate quite a few goals. If you are a good side with good defenders, you could get away with playing a bit of a lower block, right? Sweeper keeper plays it out the ball playing defender. Ball playing defender looks for the DLP. DLP looks for the white targetman. White targetman looks for the advanced forward. And lo and behold, we scored another goal. So that's another combination that I like with the system. So you could definitely play this in a lot of ways. But you got to think about how the roles link up. You could create like a wingback based system with inverted winger, shadow striker, and inside forward, and a DLF. With Manchester United, this works too. Again, here Marcus Rashford could be playing this position. The DLP is holding his position. It's the same principle. You've got a focus play, but this time I don't play with the overlap so that the transitions are not slowed down. It's relatively fast. This is a bit more of an aggressive system where we are looking to win the ball in midfield and do the transitions very quickly. While it would be nice to have a brute force 4-2-3-1 with attacking duties down one flank, it's not entirely necessary since it's already top heavy and capable of sustained pressure provided you have the players to keep the ball. Here I'm going to share one way of doing it by combining overloads using focus play and slowing the whole thing down using overlaps. This version is an attacking version that comes with overloads. Then we got overloads on the left, we got overloads on the right. We do a focus play because that's where our playmaker is on the left, but we also slow down the transitions on both sides so that we don't rush our attacks. We've got an overlap on the left, we've got an overlap on the right. We are very, very aggressive. We're playing with a much higher line of engagement, high defensive line. We're also holding shape and counter pressing. We are very patient. You want to move a team around left and right, which is why the role combinations are very different here. We've got a complete forward and attack. We want a roaming role here. We got inside forward on the right flank. We got inverted winger on the right flank with a shadow striker. This is a very aggressive system. Got DLP and a CMD holding positions. We got a ball playing defender who can play one over the top for these two players who are attacking with a wing back and a wing back. These are the various ways we could set it up, but a lot of people have been asking me about my forest system, and I'm going to share that with you too. Thanks for sticking around. Yes, it's time for my favorite 4-2-3-1, probably my best tactic this season. This combination is slightly different because it uses play instructions in a slightly different way. We've got a white targetman who's been told to sit narrower and mark specific position. The thing is, this is the important area because the roaming playmaker has been used instead of a DLP because I want him to move to the left and to the right. And he's also got move into channels, plus he's been told to play more direct passes. The inverted wingback will move into the central area, so I do have a bit more license with this player. Now the fullback on support has been told to get further forward because I don't want to play with a wingback. This is Nottingham Forest. I wasn't so sure about playing a wingback in the system. And then at the back, these two guys have been told to pass it shorter. We've got shorter passing, play for set pieces because yes, we want to play the set piece game, and play out the defense has been removed because I don't want to, the keeper has been told to distribute to the flanks as a first option. And then forcing the opposition outside, so they go down the flanks into a very aggressive block, and then we just move the ball, cycle it as quickly as we can to the roaming playmaker. So the only players who really play long are probably going to be the ball playing defender who might take risks occasionally, the roaming playmaker, the white target man, is he might play the risky pass once in a while, but most of these players might do one-touch passing. So I get a variety of goals with this system. I get my long passes, I get my one-touch passing football. Yes, the sheer variety of goals that I've scored with this system has been kind of fun. Well, when it comes to traits, what are my favorite traits with this system? Well, I have a few. The right up top of the list is the killer ball trait on fullbacks. It can be done. Ordinarily, they can only learn thrice long-range passes, but if you want the fullback to learn the killer ball trait, there are two ways to do it, right? I've covered it in this video. You might want to go check it out, and it's a lot of fun. The other thing that you want to be very careful of, especially if you use a white target man, whenever you use a white target man, do not use a white target man who likes to beat the offside trap. Just don't. Okay, I learned my lesson. I actually lost the game 4-1 because I had the wrong target man. Like, he didn't hold his position. You need the white target man to hold his position. So whenever you have hold position, like a DLF on attack or a white target man, try not to have somebody there who likes to beat the offside trap. The other one that you want to think about is a roaming playmaker with the killer ball trait. Yes. What about gets into opposition area? So if you have a DLP combination, right? So if you have a DLP and he gets into the opposition area, because you have the inverted wingback on defense, no problems. Are there any other combinations with a 4-2-3-1? Of course, I mean, if you wanted to play with a playmaker in an AMC slot, go for it. I mean, but you probably need an exceptional team to do that. And you probably not in your first season. And I wouldn't do it as an underdog, because having a playmaker in a very critical position, AMC position, he better be good. Because he better get away. He needs to get away from the DMs. Otherwise, he's going to get closed down. So I'm a bit more in the other camp, which likes to put the playmaker a bit further away, where if I draw the DM out. So you see, that's why I like to play the playmaker in the MC position, because the DM, if he's a roaming playmaker, he goes forward, he might pull one or two players out of position. The moment the DM is out of position, that's it, game on. So that's the thing I like about thinking about your combinations with a 4-2-3-1. There's so many other combinations. I'm sure you guys can come up with a few, and I'm very interested to know if you have any 4-2-3-1 combinations that have been doing fantastically well for you. Now, don't forget, coming up, we got another tactics show in a week or two, and I need your feedback. Question is, which team are we going to take a look at next? So in the comments below, let me know which team are we going for. We've done United already, so please, yeah, I want to hear from you. Your feedback has been fantastic. I truly appreciate it. Once again, I want to thank everybody for the support they've given this channel. You have actually been a ray of hope in a very interesting time for me, and I have enjoyed every moment talking to all of you. You are a fantastic bunch. I truly appreciate everything that you have said, and everything that you do. You guys take care. Have a good one. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.